In the small town of Breslau, Germany, at the close of the 19th century, a boy was born into a family of old Prussian nobility. His father, a stern but proud man, had been an officer in the cavalry. His mother, warm but proper, expected her children to live up to the family's long military tradition. From the moment he could walk, the boy's world revolved around discipline, competition, and adventure. He loved the outdoors, climbing trees, racing across open fields, and riding horses with the speed and confidence of someone twice his age. But above all, he had a hunger to prove himself. His teachers often noted his fierce determination and his stubbornness. School was never his strong suit. He was bright, there was no doubt about that, but books and rigid lessons couldn't hold his attention like the thrill of the hunt or the challenge of a race. He preferred the open air, where victory was decided by speed, skill, and daring. That same restlessness led him, as a teenager, to enroll in military cadet school. There, he discovered the perfect outlet for his energy, learning the ways of a cavalry officer. At first, he wasn't remarkable. In fact, his instructors noted that while he was talented, he lacked patience. But slowly, he began to channel his competitive streak into discipline. By the time he graduated, he was known for his fearlessness and his almost instinctive ability to read a situation in motion, a skill that would one day serve him in ways no one could imagine. When war broke out in 1914, he joined the cavalry like generations of his family before him. But this was not the romantic warfare of his father's stories. The age of horses on the battlefield was ending, replaced by trenches, barbed wire, and the deafening thunder of machine guns. For a young man who lived for speed and maneuver, the mud and stagnation of trench warfare were unbearable. Then he noticed something new, the whirring hum of aircraft overhead. Planes were still a novelty in combat, used mostly for scouting. But to him, they were something more: freedom. They moved above the filth of the trenches, gliding through the clouds with the grace of hunting hawks. And when they met in combat, it wasn't about sheer numbers or brute force. It was about skill, precision, and nerve. He applied to transfer to the fledgling air service. At first, the request was dismissed. After all, he was just a cavalry officer with no flying experience, but persistence was his ally. He studied, trained, and pushed until finally he earned a place among the aviators. Learning to fly was no easy feat. The machines were fragile, the engines unpredictable, and the controls unlike anything he had known. More than one of his comrades died during training. But he adapted quickly. His years of riding and hunting had given him an instinct for balance, timing, and pursuit. He treated the skies like a new kind of battlefield, one where speed and strategy could still determine victory. Before long, he wasn't just flying, he was excelling. His competitive spirit turned every mission into a hunt. He learned to anticipate his opponent's moves, to close in at the perfect moment, and to strike with precision before they even knew he was there. In the air, he had found the freedom and purpose he'd been chasing his whole life. No one knew it at the time, but the boy from Breslau, the restless cadet, the cavalryman who refused to be trapped in the trenches, was on the path to becoming one of the most feared and celebrated pilots in history. Soon, the world would know him by a different name, a name that would strike both awe and fear into the hearts of his enemies. Manfred Albrecht Freiherr von Richthofen would come to be known as the Red Baron.